OCR News. Hello, I am Jack Kershaw and this is OCR News. A drug gang has been jailed for 66 years after a drugs raid resulted in 18 gang members being arrested during a drug operation. Our chief correspondent, Kevin Mathias, went out to interview Police Sergeant Paul Walker on what he had to say on the matter.
Janet Stewart, the leader commissioner of drugs and alcohol at Oldham Council, stressed the fact that drug dealing and availability of drugs remains a concern at Oldham. What are the police doing to alleviate this matter?
My unit specifically looks at organised crime groups, which tend to be the upper level of drug importation and drug supply on the streets, and then the neighbourhood policing teams look at the lower level of drug supply and drugs on the streets. So it's probably an answer to that question as a whole. There's various operational activity at both higher and lower end level ongoing in Oldham to target drugs coming into the country, coming into the town and being dealt on the streets.
Do you believe that drug crime and drugs are impacting on our communities?
I do, yeah. I mean, if you listen to the concerns of most members of the public and most residents at the sort of community meetings that the neighbourhood policing teams attend, the general concerns from members of the public tends to be antisocial behaviour by youths and street drug dealing. So by that you've got to say yes, it does have an effect on the community because it's the sort of one of the main concerns of people in the community that we find.
The council has currently 2 services commissioned to support and treat young people and adults. Are the police themselves putting any initiatives forward?
The police work in partnership with those initiatives, so the police don't provide their own initiatives, if you like. However, the police work in partnership with the alcohol and drug services and the various other schemes and initiatives that are in the town to treat drug addiction and drug services, so it's already sort of there working in partnership.
The gang, led by 34-year-old Mohammed Imran Khan, sent kilos of heroin in bars of soap, hollowed out books, bedding and children's clothes. Khan was caught after 1.5 kilos of heroin was unwittingly imported by Federal Express to the house of Khan's street dealers in Burnley. The parcel was seized at Stansted Airport and Khan arrested 2 days later. Khan, of Cotton Mill Crescent, Oldham, was jailed for 9 years and 4 months at Manchester Crown Court yesterday, admitting conspiracy to import heroin. The operation resulted in police seizing 2 kilos of heroin worth nearly £500,000 on the street, though police speculate the drug racket was much bigger. The production, distribution and the use of illegal drugs in Oldham has increased dramatically in the last decade. The number of successful raids has increased and the size of the rackets has had a major impact since 2003. Trams have been seen in Oldham town centre as the Metrolink systems are undergoing tests. Some roads were restricted due to safety reasons as the trams need further maintenance. The areas that were restricted, including the Manchester Street roundabout, was temporarily unavailable to the public. This is an indicator to extensive progress towards Oldham's transportation system, and it is expected to rival buses. We went into Oldham town and asked members of the Oldham public on how they feel about the upcoming project. How do you think these trams will affect buses in the community?
I think that's interesting. I think people in the local community will prefer to catch the train as it's a more economic way of travelling and it's a more direct route to Manchester. So some of the buses may be affected, but I don't think the outlying areas will have any issues.
I think the buses will end up being quieter due to the people going on trams instead of going on buses.
And now on to sport. And Oldham Athletic has moved a step closer to securing a refurbishment of their north stand and their main stand. Plans have been put out forward to the council. Our sports correspondent, Louis Meadows, went out to ask fellow Oldham supporters how the new stand would affect the team.
With the plans of the redevelopment of the north stand waiting for approval, do you think it will show significant change in the atmosphere?
I think with new supporters in the stand, it will show an improvement in the atmosphere and the players might play better.
With the idea of money investments being injected into the club, do you think the prospect of a new owner could help the team in achieving promotion?
Yeah, because if you look at all the other teams that have had a big cash injection like Man City, Man United, Chelsea, they've all done well. So
yeah, definitely. Any money will help. Look at Man City; they've done well with money. Yeah, hopefully Oldham will get up to the Championship.
I'm Jack Kershaw, and you've been listening to OCR News.